And folks, welcome to the Henrico Sports and Event Center for this afternoon's matchup between the Hopewell Blue Devils and the J.R. Tucker Tigers. A couple days ago, J.R. Tucker took on Hanover in a rough outing for them in which they lost decisively to the Hawks. Hopewell is fresh off of their second loss of the year to Highland Springs, an undefeated Highland Springs team. They are 4-2 on the year, and these are two teams who are looking desperately for a win here. If we're going to talk about impact players, Edison, who do you got? Well, for me, I would personally cite for J.R. Tucker is number 2, Eric Ivory, as well as number 5, Cameron Portis. Portis is an exceptional driver, and he cleans up his own boards nicely. Ivory brings up the ball well. Got a nice-looking jump shot on him. For the Blue Devils, I would cite Ethan McCumber from behind the arc, as well as Max Preston, another guard, both of which played well. Noah Thomas is another one who can, get to work. Any thoughts you have before the game, Edison?
You know, both of these teams, as you mentioned, lost big on Saturday, and both of them badly need a win to keep some momentum going into the winter break when they might not have a game for another 2-3 weeks. If you can get this one and at least come away with that bronze medal, having that going into the winter break is going to be a lot better of a feeling than the sour taste of 2 straight losses into a 2-week break.
Well, absolutely. I can think of personally no better Christmas gift than a Christmas Eve victory and a semifinal medal. For J.R. Tucker, it would be their first win of the season, and it will not come easy. This Hopewell team is 4-2. They can win the game. They can spread the ball out and shoot the ball well. They took on a very good Highland Springs team and put up a very good fight for most of the game. Highland Springs that ran away with it. We shall see how this all plays out. We'll be right back with you after the Pledge of Allegiance and the starting lineups. All right, folks, we are ready and back for some basketball. It will be ready for the jump ball. Let's see, number 11 for Hopewell. That'll be Teron White. Will be jumping off against number 21, Nafil Arshad for the Tigers. We'll see how it goes down. Christmas Eve, Henrico Sports and Events Center. First game of the 804 Coaches for Change tournament on Monday. On this Tuesday, correction.
Jump ball, possession to Hopewell.
It's going to be number 2. That's Noah Thomas bringing up the ball. He passes it to Teron White. That sets up Montgomery. He's a dangerous shooter. And he goes to number 2, Noah Thomas. They're playing on the perimeter. Montgomery thinks about a 3, settles for the floater. No good. He gets his own board and kicks out for a wide open Max Preston. Not going to fall. J.R. Tucker going to slow it down here. Back out playing on the perimeter. Portis goes in. Errant pass. That is a early turnover for the Tigers, and it'll be Hopewell basketball.
Hopewell coming out in a zone there. So we'll see if Tucker can get those outside shooters going in order to take advantage of that.
They tried to get our shot a lot of threes last game, Edison, and they weren't falling. Perhaps, or not to the rate they would like it to. Perhaps today the shot's going to be falling for the Tigers. As it goes out, 3 ball. That is good from Noah Thomas. Nice ball movement. That's excellent.
For sure.
For the Blue Devils. Exactly what you want to do. And a perfect start. Forcing a turnover, getting a 3. And they force another turnover. And they're out in transition. Preston, wide open layup. He's got it. Great start. As Ivory puts it out to Portis. Dangerous pass. Turnover again. And they can potentially run transition. They do. Preston cutting, and he is fouled. Beautiful find, though, from Noah Thomas.
Absolutely.
Right there. Dissecting the defense, and also a perfect start for the Blue Devils.
You know, I'm no expert, but I'm going to say that turning the ball over 3 possessions in a row generally not going to end up well.
No, absolutely. Exactly what you can't afford if you are the Tigers. As Preston will be the line to shoot 2. First free throw is not going to fall. Preston, dangerous guard. Moves very well. Good-looking jump shot. Attacks the basket with speed. This is a talented Blue Devils bunch. Neither free throw goes. Tigers fight hard for the board, and they get it. Can't afford to turn the ball over here as Ivory.
He might have just gotten lucky with the backcourt violation.
About to say the same thing there. A little dangerous from the Tigers as they move the ball on the perimeter. Portis with a wide open look at 3. He's going to take it, launch it. No good. Offensive rebound. Way to find the ball. Number 24, that'll be Javion DeVore. Exactly what you wanted to do there if you're the Tigers. You got a good look at 3. You follow the board. And most importantly, Edison, you know what you don't do? Turn the ball over.
Exactly. Great pass there.
Preston, look at 3. Well, Aaron, it might have been tipped by Portis, but they're not going to call that.
Yeah.
It will be Tigers basketball.
The ball movement so far from Hopewell has been very impressive.
No, absolutely. They're cutting the ball to the basket nicely, finding looks on the perimeter. Offensively, they don't do whatever they wanted to so far to start, and the Tigers need to fix that. As DeFore launches a 3, no good. Good rebound there from Preston. And he throws out up ahead to Thomas, who can push in transition. Loses it out of bounds. It will be staying with the Blue Devils. They're going to be forced to settle down to the half court. Thomas attacks the basket. That settles out. They try to go inside. Taken away from the Tigers. Nice defensive play there. I think that was DeFore who was responsible for that one. He's been off to a good start. Cutting to Portis. No call there. They launch for a 3. Not going to fall. DeFore, he's been very aggressive on that offensive glass, and you love to see that.
Yeah. And just to clarify things, it's the orange, pinkish three-point line that they're going to be shooting on, not the blue one.
Great call, Edison, there. We have a little bit of confusion, potential cause for confusion there as Thomas draws the foul. Nice take from him. Yeah, they're not going to call that a shooting foul.
Number 2, Eric Ivory. That's his first personal, team second.
as they inbound it, moving the ball in the perimeter. McCumber at the Thomas. He launches another three. His second three rims out very close. Looked like it was going to go down for a second. As the Tigers move it, Portis. Back to DeFore. Arshad, 1 and 3. Great defense from McCumber to deny that one. 3 ball. No good for number 4, Jacob Worsham.
That's just not the shot you want. That one is, even if you're playing on the blue three-point line, that one would have been very deep.
Yeah, you will absolutely live with that if you are the Blue Devils. As McCumber thinks about 3 instead, drives to the lane and finishes the floater. Nice shot. That's what happens when you're known to be a shooter. You can kind of, you can pick your shots and force the defense to respect the shot and allowing an easier drive to the basket. Nice finish there from McCumber. And that is stolen by McCumber, and he runs in transition. Swings it down. That is blocked. I believe that is number 2, Ivory, who made that block. Great play. As some substitutions come in for Hopewell. It will be Clayton Ball and Jonte Elliott checking into the game. 7-2, Hopewell. 3:58 left in this first quarter of action in our first game of the afternoon. Preston attacks. Swings it out to Jonte Elliott on the perimeter. And he's cutting there. Elliott finishes. Nice shot. Great ball movement from the Blue Devils.
Yeah, that's been a consistent trend early in this game.
And Hopewell maybe need to apply a little more pressure. And there, as the Blue Devils are doing to J.R. Tucker. Great ball pressure, forces a turnover. Or not, nice save there from Jacob Worsham. And he cuts it down to Arshad, who draws the foul. Way to recover there. Nice hustle play from the Tigers.
Yeah, they've struggled with those turnovers early, but good job there to get it back before it even leaves the backcourt. And then he creates a good look underneath and 2 free throws.
Yep, Arshad. First shot, good. Nice looking stroke he's got. And that kind of breaks a little bit of a dry spell from J.R. Tucker. Second free throw is also going to fall. 9-4 game. As Hopewell inbounding, it's Max Preston.
Now both teams in a press.
Yep. What you want to see from J.R. Tucker. And draws a foul there. Ivory, that'll be his second. Not a good sign for him to get 2. That's a big player there for J.R. Tucker. You need him to be involved as much as possible if you are the Tigers.
Yeah, getting 2 normally is going to signal the end of your first quarter, but they're going to leave him out there as he's such an important player for them.
And that bench is also, if you look at the size of the bench there, got a lot more options for Hopewell currently. J.R. Tucker's got 3 men on the bench right now as opposed to Hopewell's 6. So that is going to, maybe force J.R. Tucker to keep people in with foul trouble as they are depleted by comparison. As Ivory puts the press, goes to the basket, and that is blocked. Teron White, I believe, makes that block. He does. Nice play, Teron White. And Hopewell's running in transition. They're going to slow it down. Moving the ball in the perimeter. Preston's got it. As a 3, Elliott thinks about it. Instead, Preston's got the ball on the perimeter. Nice cut, and he finds his man, Kingston Ball. Beautiful cut and a nice find from Preston. And then the steal, another Tigers turnover, results in a foul from Arshad. That might be his second as well.
Yeah, I believe you're correct about that. The ball movement so far from Hopewell has been incredible.
That's correction, that is his first. I'm wrong about that. But another Tucker player picking up a foul as the first free throw will fall from Kingston Ball. And he's been cutting to the basket very nicely. Everyone at Hopewell, they're making very nice cuts to the basket and kind of dissecting that J.R. Tucker defense. Second free throw, no good. Rims out. Potential offensive rebound. Going to be a jump ball instead. But that's a good hustle play from the Blue Devils.
Arrow with J.R. Tucker, so they'll get it.
Edison, what have you liked so far from Hopewell this first quarter?
I think the 2 things that have impressed me the most, their ball movement and their ability to force turnovers. when you're moving the ball well on offense and then you're forcing a significant amount of pressure on the opposition on the defensive end, that's a recipe for winning games, and that's exactly what Hopewell's done so far as they force another turnover here.
Yep. And Hopewell slowing it down here. Preston's bringing up the ball. He passes it around. He's got ball. That'll be Clayton ball. Goes to the basket. No good. They're going to call a foul. Way to draw the foul there from Clayton Ball. There's 21. That's the second on our shot. That's his second.
Yeah,
two players, 2 fouls, first quarter for J.R. Tucker. Not the recipe for success if you are the Tigers.
Nope, especially not when you have 3 players dressed on the bench.
And Ball will be on the line. Clayton to shoot 2. First free throw. It's going to fall. Nice shot there. Nice looking stroke from Clayton Ball. And the score is 13-4 with 1 minute and 58 seconds left on the clock in this first quarter. Second free throw will also go for a Ball. Our shot looking inbounds. Got Ivory. Ivory trying to bring it up, break the press. Finds our shot. Nice press break from the Tigers there. Escapes the trap, finds Ivory, and he draws the foul on Teron White.
I didn't see a foul there, I'm going to be honest.
Well, it was certainly a good effort to lean his body forward from Ivory.
Fouls on Hopewell's number 11, Teron White. That's his first personal.
And he will be shooting 2 for the Tigers.
Shooting 2.
That's good body control there from Ivory. That's what got the foul called.
Yeah.
First free throw does go for Ivory. Again, the Tigers need to get him going. He's got a nice jump shot, good speed. This is someone, if you are J.R. Tucker, that a recipe to success here involves getting the ball in number 2's hands. As Hopewell, it's Clayton Ball with our shot on him. He passes it out to Jonte Elliott. Elliott brings it back near the logo. Passes it to Max Preston. Preston, they're swinging the ball around the perimeter. Back to Ball. Ball's got Preston. Preston's going to drive and tries to go in. No good. 14-5. Your score is Portis looks to push for J.R. Tucker. He goes to the basket. Nice move. Not going to fall. As Ball's got the ball. Swings it out. Elliott ahead. Goes up for the finish. Not going to go. White tries to tip it in. Not going to fall either.
Our shot.
We're under a minute in this first quarter. 14-5 your score with the Blue Devils leading. Arshad back to Portis. Portis goes in, draws a foul.
On the other end there, Arshad very lucky to not pick up foul number 3.
No, I know this J.R. Tucker team is playing very aggressively, and
I don't know if you can afford to do that
yeah,
when you have 3 players dressed on the bench.
Yep, that aggressiveness is not going to be paying off late in the game for a team with, as you mentioned, 3 players dressed on the bench.
Well, we're going to see one of them come in here.
Portis, first free throw, no good. We've got checking to the game. It's Dufour. It's going to relieve our shot. Who's got a quick 2. McCumber back into the game for the Blue Devils. 14-5 your score. 52 seconds left on the clock. Been a great first quarter for Hopewell. J.R. Tucker needing to get something going. Second free throw will fall for Portis. Edison, what do you think J.R. Tucker needs to do to get themselves in a more favorable position here?
I think all of their issues stem from turning the ball over. When you turn the ball over, not only are you giving away an offensive possession, you're also putting your defense in a disadvantageous position, having to sprint back. If they can just limit their turnovers, I think they can easily get back into this game.
McCumber for 3, well short. He's known to be a shooter, but that one was quite errant, as it will be staying with J.R. Tucker. Now, absolutely, turnover problems have been a major setback for J.R. Tucker. And against a team like Hopewell, who has been able to push tempo and cut to the basket with great success, you cannot afford turnovers, especially to that frequency. As Ivory draws the foul, nice take to the basket. 13 seconds left on the clock. He'll be the line to shoot 2. They're going to get McCumber on that one. 5 team fouls. That puts them in both teams, I believe, are in the bonus now for the quarter. Ivory hits the first free throw. Yeah, I'd say getting the ball to number 2 would be a good
I agree.
Good call. He's finding some success early. Getting to the basket well. As both free throws are going to go, the score 14-8. They cut the lead down to 6 in the first. Thomas brings up the ball. 10 seconds left on the clock. Thomas surveying. Makes a move. Got McCumber. McCumber 5 seconds on the shot on the clock. 2 seconds. They need a heave. Elliott, deep three. No good. And your score 14-8 at the end of the first quarter. Edison, any first quarter takeaways?
You know, if you're Tucker, with how many times they turn the ball over, only being down 14-8 has to feel like a success. They very easily could have been out of this game, and like we were just talking about a minute ago, if they can limit those turnovers, they very much are capable of winning this game, even though they started off down 14-4.
And then offensively, to get things going outside of not turning the ball over, will there be any sort of course of action you think J.R. Tucker needs to do to get some more points on the board?
You know, when they do break the press, it feels like they aren't taking advantage of that. Whenever they've gotten past that initial pressure, they've just kind of slowed their offense down and waited for the defenders to get back. And, you know, when you're facing a pressure defense, that's not what you want to do. You want to play quickly so then when you do get the ball into the offensive half of the court, that you can go quickly and have those numbers.
And if you are Hopewell and you want to, you know, maybe expand on your lead, how would you go about doing that?
I think just do more of the same. You know, they're forcing so many turnovers. I think the three-point shooting hasn't been a strong suit so far. They've taken some both teams really have taken some questionable shots from behind the arc. I think the coaches might need to remind them which three-point line they're shooting on.
Yeah, the blue and red confusion there.
Yeah, there have been a good amount of times we've seen a player lined up behind the blue one when it's not needed.
That could play a factor in all 4 of our games today as Thomas goes to the basket, and that falls. Nice shot from number 2, Noah Thomas. He's had a great start to this first half as the Tigers need to break the press, and they do. Worsham's got the ball. Looking for some help there, finds Ivory. Nearly loses it, recovers it, though, and he goes to the basket. Ivory swings out, nice pass, and Worsham attacks the basket now. DeFore. Got the ball in his hands, back to Ivory. Ivory, they're trying to find something. Portis encouraging his teammates to cut as to get the ball back to Worsham. They are playing on that blue perimeter instead of the red one.
Yeah.
If you are doing that, and that's partially due to Hopewell's ball pressure. Great defense there from the Blue Devils as DeFore brings it out. They've taken definitely their time, and he steps out of bounds.
Yeah, you know, Tucker on that possession, lucky there's no shot clock in this tournament.
That would have been well past that 24-second shot clock.
That was maybe about 44 seconds.
And it stinks for them because that came up completely empty.
Yeah.
And it ended in a turnover, which has been a common denominator for a lot of their possessions today. As McCumber's got the ball, and they bring on the perimeter. Goes in there. Thomas attacks the basket again and draws a foul. Noah Thomas off to a great start for the Blue Devils. Draws a foul on Worsham. Be the line to shoot, too.
Number 4, Jacob Worsham. That's his first personal, first team foul of the quarter. At the line, shooting 2.
Thomas looking to have a quick 4 in the second quarter. Great start for the guard there. First free throw will go. Gets the shooter's roll as our shot checks in the game with 2 fouls. Foul trouble, another potential problem for J.R. Tucker. 2 fouls on both two of their better players, Arshad and Ivory.
Yeah, if you are Hopewell here, you need to attack those 2 players. And I'm kind of surprised they haven't really been doing it. When you have a player pick up 2 fouls in the first quarter, especially when the opponent only has 3 players on their bench, you want to get number 3, number 4 on them as soon as you can. And another turnover there.
Going to the basket, Preston. Back Thomas, how about a 3? Oh, rims out. Looking to add his points. He's hit a 3 in the first quarter. Looking for a 3 in the second. That one's not going to fall. He's got all 4 points in the quarter, though, for Hopewell. As Portis attacks the basket and doesn't go. But offensive rebound by DeFore. Swings out Arshad. Deep 3. Not going to go. Rims out. Portis makes an effort for the board and makes it stay with the Tigers off on number 22, Henry Coakley. It will be inbounded by J.R. Tucker. Ivory. Inbound out to number 20. I believe that is Nazir Hall. Launches a deep three, again behind the blue line. Further than range. Sorry, that's... and that ball goes into the paint. And it is scored. I believe that's Henry Coakley. Timeout taken.
We'll be back in a minute after this timeout as Tucker takes their first.
And we are back after that short timeout there. As Arshad looking inbound there to Ivory, and he finds him. Ivory. Got Noah Thomas guarding him from full court. Ivory on the wing. Attacks the basket. Drives. Offensive foul. That's his third foul for
not
Ivory.
good.
And that is their primary ball handler, who will be forced to check out of the game for Hall, who's going to check in.
Yeah, that's a very bad sign for J.R. Tucker. He's been the catalyst for their offense, and I have to imagine he's done for the half.
Yeah, you'd think that this is probably marks the end of his first half with 5:28 on the half, and the Tigers down 28. Make that 22-8. Coakley going to work. He's got 4 points in the quarter. And desperate to break the pass. Wersham's got McCumber on him. And foul. That's going to be Thomas who commits the foul. Aggressive defense there from the Blue Devils. And a substitution for the Tigers. Hall going to come out of the game for number 11, Rashad Golden. And Hall's got the ball. He's got Thomas on him. On the wing. Goes to the basket. Fouled. That'll be 5 on Kingston Ball, who's going to commit the foul.
Foul is on Hopewell's number 5, Kingston Ball. That's his first personal, team second. At the line, shooting 2, Kevin Hall.
Yeah, Kevin Hall with the line to shoot 2. Excuse me on the name there. His first free throw will not go. Substitution for the Blue Devils. It'll be Xavion Grammer checking into the game. As you definitely need the second free throw if you are J.R. Tucker. This game could be getting out of hand as they're down by 14 in the second quarter. Make that down 13. Second free throw will go from Hall. And Coakley looking inbound. Good press there from the Tigers as Thomas got the ball with Hall guarding. Thomas looking to bring it up. Everybody else falling back. And Coakley's got the ball. They're moving the ball in the perimeter. Preston with Portis on him. Grammer attacks. Loses the ball. Picked up by Golden. Hall looking for a man. Thomas putting good pressure there defensively. Portis with Preston guarding him still on the wing. Portis makes a cut to the basket. Preston, he's going to the lane. Portis can't get the roll, but he does draw the foul. Nice take there from Portis. You're going to need to see more of that.
For sure.
If you are the Tigers. And you also need to hit your free throws, your J.R. Tucker. You're finding yourself at the line more. Free throws are known to be free for a reason. Got to take care of that. First free throw will go, speaking of which, from Portis. And substitution for the Blue Devils. Teron White checks into the game. Second free throw ready for Portis.
Number 11, Teron White.
22-10, 4:27 left on the clock. Portis, second free throw. No good. Knocked out of bounds. Mistake there from the Blue Devils. It will be staying with J.R. Tucker. And
Nice.
that could be better than the actual make itself.
Yeah. Nice break for them. getting a chance to make it a 3 or 4 point possession here.
Hall gets the ball on the perimeter, finds Portis. Portis attacks the basket again, swings it, or the ball's back on the perimeter. Worsham's got the ball. Portis with Preston, loses Preston, attacks the basket. Portis, what a move. Offensive foul. Charging foul on Portis, brutal.
That was a big call there. The swing from making it a 22-12 game with Tucker at the line for a free throw versus leaving it here and zapping the momentum away. That was a big call by the refs.
That was a great move by Cameron Portis.
Absolutely.
Drew a lot of defensive attention and broke it. Unfortunately, offensive foul on him if you are the Tigers. Preston got the ball. Portis on him. Kingston Ball has got it on the perimeter. Moving back to Noah Thomas. He's been off to a great start for the Blue Devils. White swings it out for Grammer, who's got Kingston Ball on the top of the key, who moves to the wing. Preston going to get a traveling violation on the Blue Devils. Tucker Ball, chance to cut the lead to 10. 3:36 left in this second quarter. Arshad's got the ball, throws it in to Hall. Hall, Hopewell actually playing off in this possession. Not worried about the full court press there. As Worsham's got the ball. Attacks blocked. Nice shot, nice block from Taran White. Vicious block there from the Ford in White. Nice play. And that's how you drive teams out of the paint there with nice blocks like that. As Portis has the ball. Guarded by Preston. Portis. Hall launches a 3-ball from deep, not going to fall. Thomas running the ball, trying to bring something in transition. Portis nearly takes it away. Back to Preston. Preston attacks the basket, goes to the lane. Blocking foul. Will the shot count? No, that's going to be, looks like an offensive foul.
Interesting.
They get Grammer. 14 fouls already for the Blue Devils in this second quarter. Lucky break there from the Tigers as Preston had a wide open lane to the basket, potentially caused by the foul. As a steal from Hopewell, the Tigers can't capitalize. The Blue Devils Tigers can't capitalize due to another turnover. And nice find resulting in a Kingston Ball finish. Knocked out of bounds. Hopewell as they try to break the press. As the Tigers try to break the press. Nice defensive play there from Hopewell. Portis with the ball. Draws ball out to the wing. Portis looking to attack. That's his game. It's going to the basket. Worsham with the ball. Moves it out for Arshad. Arshad swings it out to Worsham. It's got Hall. Hall tries the 3. No good. Cold for the Tigers as Hall's good look at 3 is not going to go. Preston knocked away. Great defensive play from Arshad. 2:14 left in the second quarter. 24-10 your score. Hopewell's got the lead. 14-point game in the second quarter.
Arshad looked like a free safety on there. Just flew in out of nowhere to deflect that pass away.
Excellent defensive play indeed. As Hopewell's got the ball. Preston attacks the basket. Swings out in the perimeter. Got ball for 3. It's good. Kingston Ball buries the 3. Nice shot from the Blue Devils. Great ball movement results in a wide open ball 3, and he capitalizes. Portis goes to the basket. No good. Too strong. And in transition, Thomas blazes by the defense and lays it in. He's got 6 points in the quarter. Noah Thomas, nice play. The lead has now ballooned to 29-10. Exactly what you wanted to see if you are Hopewell in this first quarter, allowing just 2 points, I believe, from J.R. Tucker in this second quarter.
That's not what you want to do there if you're J.R. Tucker, is pick the ball up in the backcourt. Very lucky they got away with it.
Yeah, draws a foul. Ball will be sitting down. I believe that might be a second. I would imagine so.
Foul is on Hopewell's number 5, Kingston Ball. That's his second personal.
Yep, it is indeed his second. 15th foul, putting the Tigers at the bonus. Worsham will be at the line to shoot 2 and to cut the lead down to 17, which they desperately need if you are J.R. Tucker. First free throw, good from Worsham. And chance to cut the lead down to 17 with the second one currently down 18. 1:26 left on the clock, second quarter. 29-11 your score. Worsham's second free throw is good. It is 29-12 as the Blue Devils bring the ball up. It'll be number 3, Jonte Elliott with the ball, guarded by number 15, Eric Polk. Thomas has got the ball near the logo. Draws Worsham from the outside. Nice drive to the basket, but it is taken away by J.R. Tucker. And Portis has the ball. Looks to go to the basket, loses it off his foot. Yet another costly turnover. That will be Hopewell basketball. As Amari Andrews looks to inbound it to Noah Thomas. And he does. Worsham falling back towards half court as Thomas finds Grammer to break the pressure. Nice block from J.R. Tucker, but Thomas has a chance at 3, well short. Foul.
Wow.
Let's see who they call that on. They're going to call it on. Oh, they're going to call it on J.R. Tucker.
I'm
not
very
quite,
surprised.
Yeah, not quite sure about that one, but
That
it will be.
Looked like the most obvious over back I've ever seen, or excuse me, over the back I've ever seen.
He may have looked like he almost jumped over his back there, but it will be Hopewell basketball as Grammer's at the ball in the corner, moves to the wing. 42 seconds on the clock, 17-point game. As Elliott drives in for White, traveling violation. J.R. Tucker's basketball with a chance to cut the lead down from 17. 37 seconds left on the clock. Tucker's going to inbound it. Portis makes the catch, and they move the ball. Cut to the basket. Worsham passes behind, but he did have him. 3 ball from Polk, I believe that is. Yeah, that is 3 from Polk. That's not going to go. 26 seconds left on the clock. Thomas pushing. He's got Jonte Elliott. Elliott holding the ball there. Slowing it down. 17 seconds left on the clock. Elliott makes a move. And it's going to go back to Noah Thomas. If you are Hopewell, you want the ball in his hands. 9 seconds left on the clock. Clock counting down. Thomas goes to the basket. Finds a wide open Andrews who misses. Finds Thomas at the buzzer. No good. Well short. He's gone cold. Your score at the half, 29-12. It is a 17-point lead for Hopewell. And when we conclude this first half, what'd you make of that second quarter, Edison?
You know, for Hopewell, just more of the same. They've dominated on both ends. It's the only way you can really describe it. I don't think Tucker made a field goal that period.
I'm not sure they did either. I believe
a lot of free throws.
All the free throws. They had their chances at the line. Perfect second quarter if you were Hopewell. They got everything they wanted. They moved the ball well. Didn't make too many mistakes. If you are J.R. Tucker, that is maybe as worse as the second quarter could go.
Yeah.
That was a lot of turnovers. We believe they didn't make a single basket. Couldn't get things going offensively. Foul trouble for 2 of their better players. That is Arshad. Arguably their 2 best players. That is Ivory and Arshad with 2 fouls on them. If you are J.R. Tucker, what do you need to do to change the course of this game?
You know, you need your best players to stay on the floor. I think that's the first thing they need to avoid. Ivy getting that 4th foul, Arshad getting up there and fouls. If that can't happen, then I don't see a path for them to come back in this game.
And if you are Hopewell, 17 points is a comfortable lead, but if you want to expand that and be as comfortable as you possibly can get, what do you need to do if you're Hopewell?
I think the only thing they could really improve on is stop fouling so much.
True, they've had plenty of fouls. Both teams have really been a foul-heavy game. J.R. Tucker is certainly, I would argue, suffering from that more with fouls going on Ivory and Arshad. We'll be back later in the half, but as you're now, 29-12 is your halftime score. And welcome back to our halftime report here. It is 29-12, your score. Hopewell in the lead, J.R. Tucker trailing in desperate search for their first win of the season. Edison, we talked about this earlier, but what are your takeaways from this first half?
Hopewell is doing pretty much everything right except fouling a bit too much. It's pretty hard to critique how they've played so far when felt like Tucker's barely able to get the ball past half court.
Absolutely, no. This has been a very controlled game from Hopewell, especially in that second quarter where J.R. Tucker really could not find any success when it came to scoring points and getting baskets. Their 4 points in the quarter came from free throws, from what we remember. It was just purely free throws for J.R. Tucker, and very little success on the offensive side of the basketball, nor really the defensive side. Hopewell was cutting to the basket very well and finding success. They were getting good looks from the perimeter. They weren't necessarily falling, otherwise this score could be even more in Hopewell's favor. But they were moving the ball just as they would like. As we are ready to get this third quarter started, our shot will be inbounding for the Tigers to Ivory. Ivory in foul trouble. 3 fouls in the first half. Our shot has 2. Our shot at the ball in the perimeter. And 3 ball for DeFore, airballed. Ivory offensive glass, not going to go. Tipped back out. Nice offensive rebound as Worsham tries a deep 3, no good. DeFore comes in. Good hustle play from the Tigers, but Hopewell still has the ball. McCumber thinks about 3, instead attacks the basket. Preston swings the ball. Nice ball movement as Ball finds a 3, and that is good. His second 3 of the day. Kingston Ball drains a 3. Nice shot there from Hopewell.
The net stuck up on the rim there. And I made this point a couple times earlier for Tucker. Saw all those 3s missed short. Maybe they would have gone in had they been shooting on the right 3-point line.
We will see, as that is Hopewell's done a much better job at recognizing which 3-point line they need to be shooting from.
The red one, not the blue one.
As Ivory attacks the basket. Nice move. Good finish from number 2, Eric Ivory, as he is dynamic when he gets on the court. Problem is he had 3 fouls in that first half.
Yeah. You know, we saw McCumber earlier step in on Ivory, draw an offensive foul. He tried to do it again there. Nice work from Ivory to just step around him and get an easy look at the rim.
As White knocks down the net after a nice find from McCumber, and perfect offensive set there from Hopewell. 34-14 your score, 6:30 to go in the quarter, as basket will fall from Javion DeFore. Nice ball movement there from the Tigers, and they seem to be much more controlled so far in the third quarter.
Most certainly.
As Preston's got the ball with Portis on him. Thomas attacks the basket, goes up, not going to go. Nice move, though, from Thomas as Ivory looks to score in transition. Goes to the basket and draws the foul. Eric Ivory has wasted no time making an impact in this third quarter for the Tigers.
He has gotten to the line a ton this game. He's done a really good job at drawing contact and getting to the stripe.
Ivory will be shooting 2. First free throw is good. Nice shot from Ivory. Substitution for Hopewell checking into the game to be Henry Coakley. He had some offensive success in that second quarter, especially down low. As Ivory looks to cut the lead back it down to 16. The second free throw, and no good. 17-point lead from Hopewell. Ball has been dangerous from behind the perimeter. He's got 2 threes today and a couple nice cuts to the basket. Everyone on Hopewell's been cutting to the basket well. McCumber thinks about 3. Good defense from Arshad. McCumber loses the ball, kicks it out, Ball attacks and finds Coakley, who is blocked by Portis. Great block as Worsham brings up the ball. Worsham attacks the basket. Arshad for 3. No good. Deep 3 again as McCumber fights to the board and gets it. Thomas out for Preston, knocked away by Ivory. Good defensive play there. That'll be staying with the Blue Devils. 5:20 in this third quarter. 34-17 your score. Hopewell in the commanding lead. Preston's got the ball with Portis on him. Thomas, he's been dangerous offensively. As Preston attacks the basket, draws the foul. More potential foul trouble for J.R. Tucker. That poses some trouble in this third quarter.
Yeah. Believe they got Portis.
No, they get Worsham.
His second. Not the worst for him, only number 2. He's just got to be careful.
And first free throw not going to fall for Preston, as Hopewell looks to expand to their 17-point lead with the second free throw from Preston. Clayton Ball ready to check in for the Blue Devils, as that second free throw will go from Preston. Clayton Ball in for McCumber. And lead up to 18 for Hopewell as they look to inbound. They find Ivory, ready to break the press. Ivory. Thomas careful not to get that foul as Ivory goes to the basket and draws another foul. Eric Ivory is going to be finding himself at that free throw line a lot if he continues with this style of play.
Absolutely.
And if you're Hopewell, you cannot let him get to those spots.
Yeah.
That is a must for the Blue Devils. They must deny him the lane, but he's found a lot of success and a lot of fouls when he goes to the lane so far in this third quarter. First free throw, no good from Ivory. Rims out. Unfortunate shooter's roll. In the sense of an unshooter's roll, really. That one fell out. Second free throw. No good either. Unfortunately, could not capitalize on the free throw line, which you desperately need when you are trailing by 18 points. Pass knocked away. 3 ball. Clayton Ball not going to fall. And Worsham's got the ball. Ivory bring up the ball. 3 ball, quick, no good from the 4. Very early in that shot clock. That was not necessarily a bad look, although rather deep again. Not noticing that red and blue line has kind of seemed to have been a big problem for J.R. Tucker today. As he may have not quite been behind the blue line, but that was still a rather deep 3 from my assessment. As Hopewell's got the ball, Thomas draws out Ivory near the logo. Preston looks to attack, finds Thomas. Thomas goes up for the floater, not going to go. Knocked out of bounds. It will be staying with the Blue Devils. Good hustle there from Arshad. Yeah. Unfortunately, they do not secure the ball. J.R. Tucker, as Hopewell can expand the lead. What do you see from J.R. Tucker's defense so far, Edison, in this third quarter?
You know, they've been better this quarter than they had in the first half. Switching a lot quicker, getting in the passing lanes more.
That defense for J.R. Tucker have definitely quieted down this Hopewell team, and they have, on the offensive side, avoided as much turnovers as they had in the first and second. They turned the ball over quickly and early and late in that quarter. Deep 3 from Thomas, well short. Again, for Hopewell, seems to mistake the three-point line there, or either that or Thomas very confident in that shot, because that was a 3 from well out. And DeFore, nice basket, and that is going to force a timeout. Lead cut down to 16 with 3:22 left in the third quarter, and we'll take a break with them. And we are back. 3:22 left in this third quarter. Lead is 16 for Hopewell over J.R. Tucker, who is in search of their first win of the season in the 804 Coaches for Change tournament. Both teams looking for their first tournament win this year. And stepped out of bounds. It will be J.R. Tucker basketball with a chance to cut the lead down. This seems to be a different J.R. Tucker team coming out in this third quarter. They're avoiding the turnovers. They're playing better defense. Offensively, they're moving the ball better without making those costly mistakes. And this is exactly what they need to do to cut the lead down.
Yeah, for sure.
Ivory gets the ball, attacks. He's been dangerous when doing so. Certainly at drawing fouls. Wersham called for it in the corner. Ball didn't find him when he was open. Deep three. That is good. Hall drains the that is DeFore who drains the three. He's had the hot out fan offensively. Basket followed by, 2-point basket followed by a deep three from DeFore. He's at the hot hand, and if you are J.R. Tucker, you need to get the ball to him as the lead is cut down to 13.
All of a sudden, they're right back in this if they can string together a few more good possessions.
And Javion DeFore may be the key to doing so. 5 quick pick points in a row from DeFore as a three from Ball. No good. He's been the hot hand for Hopewell from behind the arc. He's hit 2 threes. As Ivory can cut the lead down some more. Lead now 13, 2:18 on the clock. Ivory, they're going to want to find DeFore. DeFore sets the pick. He is left open. Tries another deep three. No good. And again, if you are Hopewell, though, if you are J.R. Tucker, you would like DeFore to maybe slide 2 feet forwards there.
Absolutely.
Not saying he can't hit those deep threes. He certainly just hit one. But he would have had a look at it a little bit closer from 3.
Yeah, no reason to make it overly difficult on yourself.
As Arshad.
And that's not what you want to do.
Cannot secure that one.
Speaking of making things overly difficult on yourself.
And that will Hopewell ball. Chance to expand the lead back as the lead cut down to 13 due to some new sounds of life from J.R. Tucker. As ball moves on the corner, Preston's got it with Ivory putting pressure. Nice trap there from Tucker. As ball, Clayton goes to the lane. Clayton ball with a nice finish.
It's a very strong drive there.
Ivory breaks the pressure, then he loses the ball. Finds Wersham, who steps into a deep three. That's good. Jacob Wersham buries a three, and J.R. Tucker has found some success from behind the perimeter. Those threes are now falling for J.R. Tucker. And those are deep threes again.
Yes.
College threes from J.R. Tucker. And they are going. Wersham launches a deep one. Did take a step forward, though. As attacking the basket is Clayton Ball. Correction, no, that is Jonte Elliott. I am wrong on that. Sorry about that, folks. Jonte Elliott attacked the basket, and he will be shooting 2 at the line.
At the line, shooting 2, Jonte Elliott.
Elliott, first free throw. That is good. Lead back to 13. Substitutions for both teams, Thomas and White coming back in as Hall checked back in for Hopewell, giving DeFore the hot hand, the breather, with a minute left in to go in this third quarter. Second free throw falls from Jonte Elliott. Ivory with the ball, drawing the press. Hall attacks the basket. Nice find. Portis steps behind the line for 3. Left it short. Well short. That's an air ball. As Hopewell has the opportunity to push transition. Instead, they slow it down. Elliott back to White down low. Finds Coakley. Beautiful find, and that's going to go. Great find from Teron White there.
And a great response from Hopewell. This is what they needed. A 12-point lead feels very different than a 16-point lead at this stage in the game, and that is not what you want to do if you're Tucker there.
Yep. Reverting back to those first and second quarter ways there with a costly turnover and a chance for Hopewell to get that lead back up to 18. Thomas, 14 seconds on the clock. Thomas attacks the basket, loses the ball, It's going to find Clayton Ball, who stepped out of bounds with 8 seconds, or almost 9 seconds left on the clock. It will be Jared Tucker Ball with a chance to cut the lead down. And they have found success from behind the perimeter this quarter. And Hall looking, running out of time, breaks the pressure. Hall attacks the basket. Arshad, deep three. Air ball, too long on the three. Lead is 16, your score. Hopewell up 41-25. And we are back in this fourth quarter of play, or to start this fourth quarter of play. It will be the Blue Devils with the basketball, and their lead 16-41-25 over J.R. Tucker in the 804 Coaches for Change consolation game. First one of the afternoon as Coakley's got the ball. And back to Teron White, who makes another good find, looking for Coakley. This time, J.R. Tucker denies it, and they get the ball. Desperate to make a comeback. And Edison, what would be the keys for a J.R. Tucker comeback in this quarter?
No. Well, not making passes like that to start, but the three-point shooting came alive for them at the end of the quarter, and they're going to need to keep that going if they want a chance at pulling this back.
I would also cite the other thing for J.R. Tucker would be not turning the ball over. They did a much better job in the third quarter, but caused a turnover late in the quarter, kind of let Hopewell keep the lead the way it was. And in this fourth quarter, they got to really be careful with the basketball. As Worsham searches for Hall, thinks about three, doesn't. Our shot needs to get going from deep, too, if you are Jared Tucker. I saw him warm up. He's got a nice-looking jump shot, and it was falling as Ivory goes to the basket. Not going to go. Great move, though, from Ivory. He's been great for J.R. Tucker. Traveling violation, and it is Hopewell with the turnover there. And it will be J.R. Tucker basketball with a chance to cut the lead down.
I think something that might be a concern for Tucker is they've had to just have their guys out there for so long because of how short their bench is. So fatigue might start setting in for them as this game concludes.
Tucker also did a better job with not getting in so many fouls on important players in that third quarter. But foul trouble could be down the line as White blocks Ivory, who gets the ball back. Great play from the big man as no good from Hall. Coakley running in transition. Elliott can't finish. Knocked out of bounds. It will be staying with Hopewell. And couldn't quite get it to go if you're Hopewell. Lead still 16 with 67 left on the clock in this ball game. And inbounding, I believe it'll be Noah Thomas. Looks to find somebody. And that is stolen. Worsham with a look in transition. Ball will meet him, and Ball will block him. That is staying, though, with J.R. Tucker. Good, smart play there from Clayton Ball, and he knocks that one back. Thankfully for the Tigers, it will be staying with them. But a great play from number one, Clayton Ball. And White uses those long arms to knock that one away. Will be staying with J.R. Tucker as McCumber and Preston check into the game for number 3, Jonte Elliott, and number 22, Henry Coakley. Smaller lineup now, but White still in the game, the big man for Hopewell. 3-ball, Arshad. That is good. Big-time three from Arshad, and a timeout taken by J.R. Tucker as the lead cut down to 13, 41-28. 6:42 left in the fourth quarter. We could be seeing a J.R. Tucker comeback.
Yeah, that was a big shot there. Gets them back in it, gets them some momentum, cuts the lead from 16 to 13.
Oh, absolutely. We'll be right back, folks, as we take a timeout with them. And Thomas has the ball. Found plenty of offensive success in the first half. Quiet third quarter. See if he can get going again. McCumber's also been quiet. He's a great shooter, though his shot's been cold today. Thomas goes to the basket with the floater. That goes. Noah Thomas starting to get going again offensively. And that's exactly what you want to see if you are Hopewell. Lead back to 15. And could be more as Thomas makes the steal, cuts to the basket, and draws the foul. Noah Thomas resurgent out of this timeout.
Yeah, they needed that.
And that is exactly how you quiet J.R. Tucker's momentum. And also J.R. Tucker quieting kind of their own momentum there with a little careless pass.
Yep. You know, when you compare the energy that Tucker went into that timeout with to what they came out of it with, it's night and day. And that's due to Thomas taking over right there with the bucket and then getting the steal.
Yeah, but first free throw not going to fall. Certainly need the second one to count to capitalize on that turnover. And it will not go. And Portis gets the ball. Lucky break there from J.R. Tucker as Thomas misses both free throws. Ivory goes to the basket, loses it. Saved, and another turnover from J.R. Tucker. Can't afford it. Ball out. Messy game it's starting to turn into as J.R. Tucker's got the ball again on turnover, and then they nearly turn the ball over again. It will be staying with J.R. Tucker, but some dangerous passes from both teams. And two dangerous passes, I guess, favor Hopewell because that is less time and more time Thomas Dale is wasting to cut into this 15-point lead. Yeah, but J.R. Tucker needs to be more careful with the basketball. Those were some careless passes for both teams, but again, J.R. Tucker made two of them. They have the ball, though. Lucky break, and Ivory goes to the basket, and that's good. Eric Ivory, what a finish. And the lead back down to 13. Nice and crucial basket from Ivory with 5:28 to go. And Thomas got the ball. If you're J.R. Tucker, you want to slow this quarter down. 13-point lead. If you are Tucker, you want to speed them up. White's got the ball on the perimeter. He's a big man. He's looking to be in the paint, not out there. Preston launches a deep three. That is good. Lead back to 16 as Max Preston finds his first three of the night. Of the afternoon, sorry. Nice three-point shot from Preston as they trap Ivory. He needs to get the ball out and up, and they find Portis, who drives to the basket and finishes. Portis lead down to 14, 46-32. 4:47 to go as Thomas finds ball. You are probably in a comfortable spot if you are Hopewell, if you do not get reckless with the basketball like that, and they lose the ball, but he stepped out of bounds. It will be staying with Hopewell. Kingston Ball back into the game. He's hit 2 threes today. Both in the corner, I believe. Found plenty of success offensively from Ball. Other offensive successes come from Noah Thomas. If you're J.R. Tucker, it's been Ivory, who's found the success as well as Javion DeFore. White's got the ball, finds Ball. McCumber trying to get going offensively. They find Preston. He just hit a big-time three, and he goes to the basket. Ball also goes to the basket, spots up a mid-range, not going to go. Preston secures the board and is fouled by Ivory. That is his fourth. And not only is that a critical offensive rebound there from Preston, it is also the fourth foul on Ivory. 2 free throws coming up from Preston. Oh, correction. They didn't get Ivory. They got our shot, I believe. That's his third.
Yeah, well, you'd rather have that if you're Tucker.
Absolutely. Cannot afford Ivory to get in foul trouble. Get the lead. You can also not afford this lead to keep expanding as free throws for Ivory. to get the lead back up to 16. Desperately needs to get the 3 ball going if you are J.R. Tucker. As Ivory attacks the basket, thinks about a mid-range. DeFore got our shot for 3. No good. And they loses the ball there, but Preston's got it. And he finds Thomas. Thomas finds McCumber for 3. No good. Doesn't fall. He's been cold tonight. Ivory's got the ball. 3:40 to go. 48-32. Arshad for 3. No good. 2 good looks at 3 from Arshad. Neither of them go, but he gets the steal. And Portis can't get an uncontested layup to go. And brutal open looks not going for J.R. Tucker. But they do get a steal as DeFore gets the ball. Chance to cut down the lead. You got to hit open shots if you are J.R. Tucker at this point in the game. 2 good looks at 3 from Arshad, as well as a layup from Portis. But again, the game is not over yet as Ivory spots up a mid-range. Not going to go. Draws a foul on McCumber. And a chance to cut the lead down to 14. Eric Ivory has been relentless today for J.R. Tucker.
Absolutely. He's been the brightest spot for this team, and without him, this game would be well out of hand.
Absolutely. Folks, we don't have stats with you, but no, he is comfortably over double figures. And first free throw will go from Ivory. Substitution for J.R. Tucker. It'll be Rashad Golden checking into the game. Second free throw goes from Ivory. Lead cut down to 14, and because of free throws, no time taken off the clock. As Thomas attacks, pulls back out there near the logo with Ivory guarding. White's got the ball. Finds Preston, who cuts. Preston can't finish. Portis has the ball. And he attacks the basket. Portis goes to the lane and finishes. Nice shot. Portis lead down to 12.
Yeah, Tucker just refusing to go away.
Great moves from Portis, and he finds the basket. 2:30 to go. Lead is 12. As Thomas goes to the basket and finishes. Big-time shot from Noah Thomas. Lead back up to 14. He has been exceptional today for Hopewell. 50-36, your score in the fourth quarter. 2:22 to go as we take a timeout with them. And we are back. 2:22 left to go in this fourth quarter in this consolation matchup in the 804 Coaches for Change tournament. And some Holiday Hoops basketball going on as we are in for a pretty good 2 minutes, especially if J.R. Tucker can get the 3-ball going as Hopewell looks to hold on to that 14-point lead. Ivory loses it, and going up for the basket is Kingston Ball, which potentially ices this one.
Yeah, can't be doing that if you're Tucker in this scenario. I think getting that lead up to 16 might be the icing on the cake for
as
Hopewell.
That is blocked by Preston, kind of with his body almost.
Yeah.
And they can slow the game down and secure the victory as Thomas gets the ball to McCumber on the top of the key. McCumber looking to get going offensively. DeFore can't quite get it. Ball has had himself a day, and he can't go. He's well over double figures, too, for Hopewell. It's been Thomas and Ball today. Edison, if you had to name the impact player of the day today, who would you cite for Hopewell?
For Hopewell, it's been very much a team effort for them. A lot of players have played very well. I don't know. Looking up and down the roster, I can't name just one player. I mean, when you look at Tucker, I feel like the answer is very clearly Eric Ivory. But then for Hopewell, it's just, I mean, probably Noah Thomas. In that stretch in the second quarter where he scored like 6 points in a row, that was very big and I think kind of set the tone for the rest of this game. But pretty much everyone's played well for Hopewell.
Absolutely, as neither free throw goes for a ball, but they do get the offensive rebound. They have found success in the offensive glass today. J.R. Tucker has not. Hopewell is the bigger team, though, as Thomas has the ball, guarded by Worsham. Some fancy handles there from Thomas. Elliott's got the ball top of the key, moves to Preston. And they're comfortable to slow this game down as we are around a minute left in this fourth quarter. Knocked out of bounds, and we'll be staying with Hopewell. Your score 52-36. It is a Blue Devils lead as they look to secure a win in this 804 Coaches for Change tournament following a 20-point loss to Highland Springs, who we will see later today. That is an undefeated and dangerous Highland Springs team, by the way.
Absolutely.
And Hopewell, Thomas finds him, and they're comfortable to slow this game down. As blocked from J.R. Tucker as Ivory's got the ball. And they can cut the lead down, although this contest is over when it comes to the outcome. DeFore launches a deep three, not going to go. White's got the ball. 16-point lead, 36 seconds left. Comfortable to slow this game down if you are Hopewell. Not quite probably run it all the way out, but they are probably going to certainly slow this game down. Or they could run it all the way out. There's 20 seconds left on the clock.
No shot clock, so.
Yep, they are just going to hold this one, and it looks like, no, Hopewell not going to let them. DeFore with the steal, stepped out of bounds. It will stay with Hopewell with 16 seconds left on the clock. And Hopewell with the opportunity to run this game out.
Number 4, Ethan McCumber.
McCumber comes into the game to help run the clock out, and it will be, inbounding. Nice pursuit there, and they're not going to pursue anymore. This contest is over. Hopewell wins this consolation matchup 52-36 as Thomas holds the ball to ice this game out. It is 52-36, your final score. Hopewell secures the victory. J.R. Tucker, unfortunately for them, does not secure their first win of the season.
Yeah. We've got 3 more games coming up for you guys today. I will be here the entire night.
So will I. We'll be here both together commentating this commentating duo ranging back to our times at St. Christopher's. And we will be up for next. It will be Hanover taking on, that's Hanover Highland Springs. It will be Grace Christian taking on St. Michael the Archangel.
So we will see you. I don't know when we'll see you. Maybe. Well, this says 15 minutes.
Before we head up, do you have any takeaways from this game? Like, what did you like from Hopewell and their victory?
You know, they played incredibly well. Pretty much everything they wanted to do, they were able to do. I thought the first half especially was very impressive with their defense. But overall, an incredible performance by them.
And if you're J.R. Tucker and you want to get your season on track, you're starting out, I believe, either 0-5 or 0-6. How do you turn the tables?
You know, the second half, they played well. I mean, they pretty much went blow for blow with Hopewell for that whole second half. But the first half, they just put themselves in a massive hole going down by a wide margin with all the turnovers early on. So if they can limit those, I think they could start to rack up some W's.
All right, well, folks, we'll be back for a pregame show in about 12 minutes. Stay tuned for the Grace Christian and St. Michael Warriors contest.